This is probably the easiest and tastiest side dish you can make on a barbecue. I'm talking about pit beans. A big thanks to Skottsberg for sponsoring this episode. Alright, this is it. Probably the easiest thing you ever made on a barbecue that tastes freaking delicious. Pit beans, aka baked beans. And why are they called baked beans? Well, you kind of cook them alongside whatever you're cooking. If you're cooking ribs or you're cooking beef ribs or even a brisket or pulled pork, this is what you put on the smoker on the side so that it slowly cooks with whatever you're eating. So all you have to do is prepare it while you wait, slide it in, and that's it. We don't even have to finish this video because you already know what's gonna happen. But let me show you what makes this taste so freaking delicious. And before I forget, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk to you about a big discount for the Skottsberg pans that we'll be cooking on today. So make sure you watch to the end. Now the onions, I'm just going to slice up into smaller pieces. And to pair with the onions, I'm going to dice up a green bell pepper. Now green is the preferred color because it goes so well with the white of the onion. And later on in the dish, it just pops and looks fresh. This is, by the way, my favorite way to peel a paprika, a bell pepper. There we go. Clean as can be, sliced, chopped. And that is literally all the preparation work that I'm gonna do, except for the pit. Now I'm gonna be cooking some beef ribs later on, so that's why I'm gonna fire up my offset smoker. So that's the perfect occasion to make some pit beans to go with it. I'm going to put in some firewood and stack it up so I have the most amount of airflow. I'm going to put in a couple of fire starters, light them up, open up the damper and the smoke chamber for maximum airflow, just so we can get the fire going. And once we got a little bit of heat going, I'm going to close the lid on the smoke chamber, and then I'm going to let the smokestack do all the work, sucking air in, burning down the fire and creating a beautiful bed of embers which will produce efficient heat. And that way I can warm up my smoker to a smoking temperature of around 120 degrees Celsius, which is around 240 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the firebox is hot, I can start preheating my Skottsberg pan. Now, this is going to warm up pretty quick. You might think, wow, heavy duty cast iron, firebox, it's going to take a while, but it's not going to take a while. This is going to be 3-minute stops. And I'm going to grease it up with a little bit of beef tallow. Not too much, just a little bit. Then it's time to add the onions and the bell peppers. And while those are frying up, I'm also going to add some strips of bacon. After about 5 minutes, the onions turn sweet, and that's what you're going to smell. The bacon render down, the onions turn sweet, and then it's time to add a little bit of PitmasterX barbecue seasoning, the classic one, or you can just use any all-purpose barbecue seasoning. Maybe you want to get the recipe from our website, pitmasterx.com. I'm going to put in about 3 tablespoons just to bring some flavor to the vegetables. Once you're happy with the color of the greens, it's time to add the beans. Now I'm going to be using some brown beans, and these are the really tasty. And this is about 1,200 grams of brown beans and then 400 grams of red beans. Mix it up, and then I'm going to put the lid on so we can help it get up to a boil a little bit faster. As you can see, these are super functional heavy duty cast iron pans. You even have a ring on top where you can put your briquettes so that you can have a little bit of heat from the top. Once you have a slight bubble, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of ketchup, 3 tablespoons of Worcester sauce, and 3 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. Mix it up again, and what makes pit beans so special is that they're cooked alongside with the meat, and that makes them extremely tasty. You can see I'm using it as a shield as well. I got the firebox right here, the heat is flowing over the meat, but I'm using basically the beans to shield off any direct radiation heat. All I need to do now is just to let them smoke alongside with the meats. They will lose a lot of moisture, but they will gain a lot of flavor. I'm talking about leaving them on for at least 2 hours to get them nice and soft. And then it looks like this. Oh, amazing stuff. All right, now I got another trick up my sleeve. Because this is already freaking tasty, I'm gonna make it even better. Yes, because these are the ultimate pit beans, or at least they're going to be the ultimate pit beans. First thing I'm going to put on now, because I'm basically going to turn this into a casserole, I'm going to put on some breadcrumbs on the top to make a layer of breadcrumbs and to get a nice crunchy crust. It's kind of a mix between a pie and a casserole. Once I got the breadcrumbs on, I'm going to put on some dried Parmesan cheese. Put on a little bit more of PitmasterX seasoning. There we go, from a high. Don't be shy, get that color on. Now it goes back into the smoker side and let it build up that crust. Whoa. It needs probably another, let's say, half an hour or so. The pit beans are going to be soft. They're going to have that delicious crunchy crust. This is going to be so tasty. Best side dish ever. You can serve this up whenever you want. If you're throwing a big party on the barbecue, or you're having a holiday season, you want to have a nice side dish to go with the meat, this is the one. If you have been waiting for a couple of hours, then you kind of get excited about vegetables and side dishes. And this one is something to be especially excited about. Look at that. Wow. This is truly next level side dish. As a matter of fact, you could just treat it as a meal. Let's get a scoop out of this. Whoa, look at that. See how it transformed? Wow. That looks so good. It is sweet. It is savory. It is baked beans to the next level. Can't beat pit beans, man. Slow cooked beans. Oh. And I didn't forget, we're going to talk about that discount code that we got from Skottsberg. I have most of their pans. I've got cast ironware, I got pressed cast iron, which is something freaking amazing that I've never seen before from any other manufacturer. We got stainless steel pans, carbon steel pans, and so many other pans, and their motto is Skottsberg for life. So you buy the product once, and you'll have it for the rest of your life. You're only going to need one of their pans to last you a lifetime, and no more PFAS, which is probably a good thing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. The link's down below to Skottsberg and the discount code. Go check it out. See you guys in the next one.